In the quiet dawn, the village of Stoke Bruerne seems timeless. A gentle stretch of canal, moored boats and birdsong. But behind this peaceful facade lies one of the greatest chapters in Britain's industrial story, carved from earth by hand, soaked in sweat and stained by sacrifice. Between 1793 and 1805, the Stoke Bruerne flight of 7 locks was carved from the Northamptonshire clay. In under half a mile, the canal rises over 50 feet, a staggering feat of engineering for its time. Accomplished without machines, only manpower, the men who built it were the navvies. Itinerant labourers who followed the work, living in shanties, surviving on little more than bread, beer and hope. They worked 12 to 16-hour days through rain and frost, facing landslides, flooding and constant injury. Many were young, some barely out of childhood, with no choice but to shovel and heave in brutal conditions. They dug by hand, carted earth with wheelbarrows, and set the heavy stones that still hold today. Some were crushed by collapsing walls, and others drowned in sudden floods. Disease swept through the camps. Records are scarce, but dozens are believed to have died during the flight's construction. Their names are lost, and their stories were buried with them. And just beyond the locks, another battle was raging, the construction of Blisworth Tunnel. It was meant to connect Stoke Bruerne with the broader Grand Union Canal, but the first attempt collapsed, and the project stalled for years, claiming more lives. The lock flight and the tunnel were part of one ambitious dream and one shared tragedy. When the work was finally complete in 1805, Stoke Bruerne was transformed into a vital artery of Britain's canal system. It linked London to Birmingham, 2 industrial giants, allowing coal from the Black Country, timber from the Midlands, pottery, iron and textiles to flow across the nation. Loaded narrowboats queued to pass through the locks. Stoke Bruerne buzzed with industry. Boatyards rang with the sound of hammers and saws. Warehouses brimmed with goods. Stables housed the horses that towed boats long before the engines came along. But this wasn't just an industry. It was a life. Entire families lived and worked here. Boatmen, blacksmiths, lockkeepers, carpenters. Women tended fires, washed clothes in the canal, raised children in tiny cabins. Illness was common and medical care was rare, and yet there was a community, a village forged by water, hardship and shared resilience. The pub was the heart of social life. Churches gave solace, schools brought education where they could, and stories were shared over pints and prayer. Some about joy, more about loss. And one story stands out, that of Sister Mary Ward. A nurse and reformer, she dedicated her life to caring for boat families, tending the sick and fighting for better conditions. She is remembered as the angel of the waterways. Today, Stoke Bruerne honours its past through the Canal Museum. Here you can touch the tools the navvies once held, walk the paths where the horses once trudged, and learn the names of those who kept the canal alive. Many pass through these locks without knowing the stories beneath the surface, that each stone was laid by hand, that each stretch of the canal is lined with sacrifice, that this village was once a living machine, powering a revolution, not with steam, but with human strength. So the next time that you're at Stoke Bruerne, take a moment to look past the postcard views and listen to the echoes of our past. Remember the men who carved a canal from clay, the women who kept life afloat, and the children who grew up on the move. Stoke Bruerne is not just a canal village, it is a memorial to the endurance of the working people who kept Britain moving. Today, a hub of tourism, but 100 years ago, it was a hub of industry. Look back and you'll see more than quiet water and stone. You'll see men with blistered hands and stubborn hearts, shaping the land with sweat and sheer will. We end with a quote from Samuel Johnson: "Toil and risk are the price of all great achievements."